live. Welcome, welcome. Look at all that comments. Craig from Australia, Nick, Waz from Dubai, Victor, Dennis, Ray's RC Stuff, Julia, and we are currently having some network issues with the Apple box, of course.
Please stay tuned.
Not that it really matters, but update software?
Maybe that.
I don't know.
No idea.
Don't know. Anyways, welcome guys to live number 45, and it is June 20-something, 29th, 28th?
28th.
28th.
My wife's, yes,
There
2
you
days,
go.
yeah.
So Ward is not here, in case you're wondering. Ward's not here, 28th. Obviously, Dean heard me because he said the date, so you guys can hear me, I'm assuming. Yeah, so we got Russell here in the shop with us. Chad, I don't know where Chad is. I was expecting him just to show up, but he didn't show up, so hey, that's the way it goes.
He's got more important things to do.
Yeah. Oh, how do we do this? Oh, there we go, reset. Oh, yeah, it needs an update, that's why. Reset and update. Oh my gosh. Of course, you know, when you want to send off your book report and your computer has to update, when you have to send an important thing and you've got a deadline and your computer has to update, that's what happens.
It says it can't do it right now at this time. Try later.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Now you know what technology drives me nuts too.
That's wild.
This is like when I got Ashton.
Yeah.
Can you come
Oh my
here and
gosh.
help me walk through this?
All right, guys, so we got a bunch of cool things to talk about. There we go. I don't know if the Apple box is going to work, so if you have any comments or questions or anything, we'll get back to them. But obviously, there's this crazy bright stand here coming up. So in F100 video number 2, we'll go over this. But this is awesome. Thank you, Jake, for sending me this. Jake and crew, beautiful. So we'll cover this more. I'm not going to tell you guys a bunch about this. I don't know where to send you to find out the information yet, so I don't want to say anything yet. So just wait for video number 2. So a week from today, more information on this, but really cool. F100, hanging out over there on the Fly-Rite RC stand, very nice. And we're making some good progress on the F100. So yeah, things have been going well with that stuff. F15, obviously, we're in a bit of a different spot with the F15. We've done some rearranging here in the shop. Yeah, so we took the F15 from there, put it over there, put the F14 from there that Nezzy was sleeping on, up there, F15 over there, because in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's going to be going to
Deep south?
somewhere south. This thing like fully like reset itself.
Oh, look at that. Japanese or Chinese?
This is crazy.
Oh, that's an Apple thing going on now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that doesn't even work. Oh my gosh. Anyways, lots of cool stuff happening in the shop. So we've got a pretty big deadline for the F100. This is in progress. Video 1 comes out Wednesday. Video 2 comes out Saturday. We're already recording video 3. Lots of cool stuff going on with that. We've got another Rebel over there. That Rebel is going to be completed soon as well too. So lots going on. I'll cover the things that I had noted here for questions and stuff. So made some notes on the board. We'll cover that stuff and then we'll get to any questions you guys have. So Towfield is a go. We talked about that two weeks ago on the last live. So Towfield is our event 3 hours north of me. It's just close to Edmonton, Alberta, and it's at a full-scale runway. It's awesome. Such a beautiful event. We'll be there as well, and it is great. So we do have, I think, one fellow that comes up from the US. So, but if you're local and you're looking for a cool event, definitely check it out. It has been approved for spectators as well. So that's been a bit of a struggle for the past couple years since all the new rules and regulations, but we do have the approval from MAC for it to be a spectator event. So people from the town might be there or other people could be there. So it's going to be good. Linton turbine test. So 2 weeks ago on the last live, I had the Linton turbine in a box. Right now it's sitting over on the test stand. We've run some tests on it, waiting for updated software from the manufacturer to make some changes to it, and then hopefully we can finish the test successfully. So anyways, that video will come out at some point in the future. New stand, we talked about that as well too, so beautiful. So today's video was on the Rebel with a fuel bag install. So if you watched that, thank you for watching. If you didn't watch it, check it out. I went into a bunch of detail on installing a 3-liter fuel bag, fuel cell, fuel containment device on a Rebel Classic. Bit of a side note, there was some discussion with our zone director back and forth on Facebook. Not that that's an official release of any information, but apparently here in Canada, apparently MAC, our governing body, has eliminated point number 5 from our turbine rules and regulations. That will be coming. It's not done yet, so hopefully that's done soon, which means that flexible fuel tanks or fuel containment devices of any kind will be allowed. So that is a wicked change. Very happy about that. And yeah, if you watch today's video, I'm very impressed on the fuel bags. They are awesome. With the F100, we're like 99% sure that we're going to be putting a fuel bag in that plane.
He said 9
which is
flights
awesome.
on it with the fuel bag in 2 days. All's good.
So that's what I wanted to talk about with my notes. So David, the owner, he's on the live here tonight. So he's flown that plane 9 flights now, loves the fuel bag setup, and it's awesome. So it's really nice. I think my favorite thing about the fuel bag so far is that you can use almost all of your fuel capacity. So if you're running a Swiwind turbine with the turbine dashboard, or if you're running a Chicoy turbine with the turbine dashboard, you've got fuel consumption and like tank volume, and it is awesome. So you can basically, I don't know, fly till it says you have 20% fuel left, land, 10% fuel left, the engine's still running. It's great. So on my Rebel, when I fly it with the rigid 3-liter tank, you know, I fly 7 minutes, land, and I'm landing with like 50% fuel, 40% fuel.
Yeah.
Right?
Me, I was landing with about just over 1.5 liters, 1 liter.
So
And that was 8 minutes. I pumped mine up to 8 minutes.
yeah, and that's basically like if you're landing with a liter of fuel, that's 1.8 pounds. Right? Not that that's a big deal. The plane doesn't know a difference, but you could still fly for another couple minutes.
Oh yeah, you got a time for about 2 more minutes to go around. Everything
So I think
deployed.
like a Rebel with a 3-liter fuel bag, you're
That's a
easily
lot.
flying 10 minutes, 10 to
yeah.
11 minutes comfortably, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically
My concentration has a hard time concentrating me on 10 minutes of
like basically fly as much as you want and land is really what it comes down to. So the last note I have is a question from Craig. So Craig asked, he actually just sent me this before the live. So he said he got a Sky Candy landing light setup from Sal. Thank you, Sal. And a Chicoy X195. So his question is, can you run that on the same battery? So initially, yes, as long as your battery is a good size. So in that case, I would recommend a 3-cell 4000 or 3-cell 5000, one of those sizes.
Yeah.
That'd be the first thing. Second thing I would do is start the airplane with the engine running. Obviously, engine running, lights on. I would do a range check with those things both running just to make sure. But just to make sure there's no complications there, have the engine running, turn the lights on, leave it on for a while, do a range check, taxi it around and stuff. And then what I would do is charge. I would fly one flight only, normal flight with the lights, how you're normally going to use them. If they're on the whole time, leave them on the whole time. And then I would charge the battery and find out usage. So very likely in that scenario, you're flying 2 flights and you're going to be recharging after 2 flights. Because the lights, depending on the setup you have, if it's leading edge and landing gear and stuff, it's going to pull a fair bit of juice. So yeah, two flights is probably going to be what you're after. So that is my notes.
Good notes, good review.
Notes. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to flip this around. We'll take a look at initial comments and questions here. Let me just take a look.
Nick said we're
getting baggy with it.
That was interesting.
Awesome. David, I'm happy you're happy with the fuel bag. That is wonderful. F100 shouldn't take long. No, I don't think it's going to take too long. I'll show you guys a bit of a review on it. There's going to be 2 things that are going to be the longest things. So, yeah. Dean said, appreciate the video today on installing the fuel bag in the Rebel Classic. I got the V-Speak a few months ago, hoping Jordan has a bag for the Rebel Pro. Yeah, I know Jordan, he's waiting on his order right now. We chatted today, and he should have those bags in very soon. So not sure how many he's bringing in, but obviously there's contact information there. I'll be sending Jordan the mounting kit layout that I used. So the thing about the mounting is that this is, like I made my own templates, right? If you watched the video, you saw that. So I'm going to convert this to an STL file so he can either 3D print the mounts or cut them out of wood, like with the CNC machine. So these will be repeatable and easy to
And you
to
use
mount.
like 12 plywood, man.
Yeah, I used, this is what I used.
It's
when
not
I did
going
it. So
anywhere.
it was maybe 3/8 aircraft ply, something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's take a look at all of our stuff. I'm going to give you guys the earthquake treatment here for a second.
Can't blame Ward because he's not here.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. All right, so you're welcome, Craig. Stacy said that F100 of David's is gorgeous. Yes, it is.
It is.
It is. And David, I know you're listening, so I would like to put my name on the F100 for first right of refusal, please. I mentioned that in today's video, which is video number 2, and the more I'm playing with this plane, the more I'm falling in love with it. So yeah, it's going really well. We've got the air brakes done. Oh, Joe, ask your question again, Joe, if you could. I didn't see it, so. Oh, there we go. I see your question now. Joe said, yeah, I got the pleasure of flying with the guys that made those new stands a few weeks back. Did you by chance check out his plane trailer setup? I did not. I saw them briefly at Joe Nall, and I didn't see the trailer setup or anything like that. So if you have any pictures, I would love it. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. So yeah, so we've got the air brakes done with the linear actuators. We've got our drop-down lights installed right there. Front gears installed. Still have to do the steering servo. All of our gear doors are done. And so yeah, front gear door, main gear doors. Now the reason I am doing things a little bit skewed is, you'll see all this in the upcoming videos. We did not get the correct hardware for our elevator. So generally, if you watch my videos, you know that I usually work from the back forward. In this case, we're all over the place and getting done whatever we can. So the challenges on this one, you guys said it won't take very long. It won't, but we've got 2 very tricky things to figure out, which will make this thing take long. So number 1 is the drop tanks over there. Nez is all tuckered out. Figure we don't get to see her very often, so she was outside for a big portion of the day today, my buddy. Yeah, that's why she's got her harness on. So drop tanks are going to be a real pain in the butt. the thing about the Carf drop tanks is there's nothing. They're just like the tanks. They're just the pylons. There's some carbon tubes, and you kind of have to make everything work. So it is not like a SkyMaster where you have pre-done holes and you just kind of bolt everything on. So it's going to be definitely a challenge. The other downside with the drop tanks on the Carf plane is once you do them, you are pretty much committed to them. So what happens is, so once they're on, you can't fly the plane. Well, you could fly the plane without them, but you're going to have ugly carbon rods sticking out. So basically, this carbon rod right here sticks out from the wing, and you'll have a piece of this, the 10 or 12 millimeter stuff, inserted in the wing. Then this will get glued into that, and there'll be a portion of this sticking out that this fits over top. So I know that may sound very confusing. It was confusing to me just saying it. So anyways, there'll be this much probably-ish of carbon sticking out of the wing in 2 spots. So pretty much once you do the drop tanks on the Carf F100, you're committed to flying it with the drop tank. So, so that's part number 1. That's going to be tricky. Part number 2 is we're doing a chute on this aircraft as well too. So problem with the chute is,
Come out on top or in the bottom?
well, there's nothing for the chute. So the way the F100 works is there's 2 doors down here. The cable actually comes, sorry, right there. Cable comes out from the back of the door, runs up this reinforced panel that you can see on the side of the fuselage exterior, and clips in up here. Well, there's no chute mechanism on here, so we have to build all that. So that's why I was getting the pipe installed and everything today in video number 2 and 3, because we've got to cut our doors and fabricate our chute mechanism. So that is going to be
That'd be a bit.
challenge number 2. So those are the things that are going to take a while on this plane.
You're going to use the servo to push it out, I guess, too?
No, it's actually super
Air?
simple. It uses a spring.
Oh, yeah.
So we're basically going to copy what was done on the BVM F100.
Okay.
So it's like it's an angle-shaped box, so it can sit up against the pipe like this, right? And it's going to be this long. So it's an angle-shaped box with a little flapper. So the doors come up. There'll be probably 2 pins operated by a servo. So those pins come out, doors with the pressure open because the flapper is spring-loaded and pushes the chute out. That's the
And then the air catches it.
theory. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know if I'm gonna make that out of plywood, if I'm gonna 3D print it and make the flapper thing. I don't really know how to make the flapper thing.
3D printing might be an idea.
Yeah,
Might be.
but then it's design time.
That's a lot of design time. This is when you need my son to help with you. You and him on 3D design. Oh my god.
So it'll be interesting. We'll see how that all works out. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, and David says those challenges will be simply magical when you get to it. Yeah. Yes, you get to take the flaps into consideration when the tanks are mounted.
Oh, yeah, so they don't bump into him? Oh, wow.
Stacy said it's just dinner conversation over a couple shots of tequila for the F100 sale. Yeah. Huh.
I agree with you, Stacy, but the tequila, I'll take Jonathan's.
So that is, I think, catch up on everything.
Yeah, this screen thing's getting to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of pissing me off.
Technology, when it works, now it's no signal.
Now the remote doesn't work.
Bet
Oh
you
my
the battery-
gosh.
Bet you the battery's dead.
No, I don't think so. I just
Oh.
charged it. It lasts for forever. It's because the box reset, right?
Yes.
So now it's like it's confused and doesn't know
where home is.
doesn't know what to do. So if you guys have any questions, ask
Pop 'em up.
away. I did plug the remote in, so maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. What else is new?
We've been having occasional on and again, off again rain with nice blue skies right now.
Yeah.
typical for this time of year, though, it seems to be.
David said, Stacy, Jonathan doesn't drink, but some medium rare prime rib will help.
Yes!
That's the key to my heart to soften me up. Build board. This is one that has changed. So here's our build board. I think we're missing some stuff from it still. Let's see here. So we've got Skymaster F14 from Chris. That's here. Stacy's BDX is en route. We should see that in a few weeks. My T33. So we're going to be doing Stacy's A10 repaint quite soon. The F4 XXL is en route. So we'll see that very soon.
It's got to go through a lot of
SU30
to get here.
is up there from the ceiling. F100 is behind us. We already looked at that. My Corsair is over there.
Here.
Rebel Classic number 2 is over there. F86 is en route. Roban Super Cobra Heli, that's a new one that we added. That is here. It's actually over in the box right there. Spitfire kit, we added that one. That's right up there. And we've got the Skymaster A10 Snake Scheme. That is now out of paint in Skymaster Factory. So that'll be en route in a couple, probably a month or so here. P47's behind us over there, and large Futura 3D for Corey. So lots of stuff in the queue, and I know we're missing some stuff too.
Love those large Futuras. They fly really well.
David, I do need a bigger whiteboard, but I also need to get things off the bigger whiteboard.
Yes.
So I saw a question pop up here. Audra, where did you get those pink stands behind you? Wait till next week's video, and the reason I say that is because I don't know if these guys that are doing the stands are selling them directly or if they're going to be going through one of the dealers. So I saw them at Joe Nall at the Boomerang booth, but I don't know if that's where they want the people to go to or what the deal is. So just hold on with that. If you wait till F4 video or F100 video number 2, which comes out a week from today on Saturday, that will answer your questions. I told the fellows that we need to direct people to the right location for that video next week. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, we've had lots of rain lately. It's been pretty crappy. Last time I flew was, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I flew.
Well, I had to leave here because it was so dry. We went down to Kalispell to go fly with Chris. It was
The last
dry.
time I flew was Montana, I think.
Yeah, the week before me.
So that was 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. It would be 2 weeks now for me. Yeah.
So wanted to go, I'll show the stand on camera. Yes, thank you, Stacy. Good call. I wanted to go tomorrow. The weather's not looking bad tomorrow. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but sunny, not raining and stuff. So pretty hopeful and fingers crossed that we're going out tomorrow. So that's the plan.
Charge your batteries, Stacy.
Yeah, exactly.
all.
And if you're local and you're watching this and you're a normal at our field, come tomorrow. And I need to maiden the Picarito, which is in the trailer, waiting to be maidened. The wings and stuff are over there, so I got to make sure I don't forget those. David put 5 flights on his Picarito, and very happy with it. So yes,
I like that
looking
purple on
forward
that
to
one.
it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Really nice. In person, it's way better than on the computer.
Juicy's on it. All right, so close-up of the stand. Now, I love my fly ride stands, guys. I mean, I love my Lukey stands over there.
Yep.
I love my fly ride stand that Ben makes. Awesome stuff. I love this stand too because the color's amazing. I haven't really used it yet, so I just want to preface that. Like, there's room for improvements. There's room for new designs. And with me, I mean, I love my Lukey stand because it's super simple and compact and really easy, but it doesn't always work for everything, right? Nope. The fly ride stands for my shop use are outstanding. I'm loving this even more and more because it's all adjustable, and I love it. And I think this stand is going to be a nice one for the field. and I'll give you guys a bit of a rundown here. The first thing is just the quality overall. So it's all metal construction, all beautiful hardware. I think these guys own a CNC shop, and they turned this thing out, and it was stellar. They did a matte powder coat for me in the pink, is what I requested. And you get things like this kind of stuff really makes me happy. Seeing a little bushing in between these two pivots, that's cool, right? Rather than just having metal on metal contact, that's amazing. So those little details are stellar. The strap is what makes it adjustable. So the strap is super quick to adjust. You'll see in next Saturday's video, when I got it and unfolded it, they were like almost vertical. You basically just take the strap, undo it like a normal strap, and it just drops down. It's very simple. I saw at Joe Nall, I think I saw a picture from Joe Nall on Facebook, and I think it was Greg Alderman from Boomerang Jets was laying on this stand.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I saw that.
It was pretty wild.
I was like, my goodness,
this
my
was
weight.
the stand. So
It put up with that.
So nice big pieces here as well, and this rotates in. It's tight, like it's snug, but it rotates in there. So like right now, I kind of push that down so it's more vertical. But yeah, and then of course huge padding. That's just like it's stuck around there, which is great. So it almost comes all the way around on the base plate piece. So yeah, it's a really nice nice stand so far. I just pulled it out of the box today, so very happy with it. I think it'll fit big stuff,
place
small
in the
stuff.
market for all three of them.
Yeah, totally.
Each have
Absolutely.
their niche.
Yeah,
They
and
really do.
for the longest time I would use hood stands, right? That's what I've got. I've got 6 of them back there, and they're fine, but
They're a little clunky.
yeah, they are quite clunky. These are much better, and I like the adjustment factor of this one, and I love the adjustment factor of my Fly-Rite ones. So
Especially in the shop, that is.
yeah, I'm actually, I was thinking today about getting rid of a couple of my benches, like probably these 2 is the ones I would maybe get rid of or move somewhere else.
And use that as an
And just
assembly.
use the stands, yeah. Because I don't use this one to store anything because there's no drawers. I do have a little bit of 3D parts right there. That's just my go-to stuff. In the other one, I could relocate the stuff that's in the drawers. I like this one because it's adjustable.
Up and down.
I forget the brand name of that, but they sent me that, and it's a desk. It's a stand-sit desk, and it's awesome. Yeah, but yeah, Nick, your good point. You can never have too many stands. That's absolutely right. So
The right tool for the right purpose.
Arnold said, have Wednesday's videos stopped? No. There has been a lack of content on my end, and because of that, I haven't released videos the past 2 Wednesdays. I know you guys have been used to the schedule for so long, and I didn't say anything. I just... So David, who's on here, he messaged me on Wednesday morning.
Got him off the feeding schedule, huh?
Yeah, sorry guys, my tripod came apart.
Oh yeah, decapitated.
Told you it was broken. There we go. Yeah, David messaged me on Wednesday. He's like, "Hey, I'm sitting here with my coffee. Where's the Wednesday's video?" So, anyways, yeah, it's
That's funny.
just been a lack of content. So we're back to the normal schedule with the F100, and there's just been a lot going on. So that's the first thing that I skip out on is Wednesday's videos. So easy peasy. So that's why you're not missing any notifications. It's just so. The other Spitfire I'm building, Stacy, that is I don't know what brand it is. The fellow that sent that to me, it is, I can't remember. So Brian, who sent that to me, I think he paid a shipping company to put it in a box. Wow. The box that it came in, I can't show you guys a picture because my pictures are on my phone, which we're looking at right now. But the box, like when it showed up, I was like, oh my gosh. And I took a picture of it. I sent it to Brian first, and I was like, I don't know what kind of shape this plane's going to be in, Like, and then I opened up the lid of the box, and it was just like you can imagine the pieces of a plane shoved in the box with like random pieces of styrofoam. And there was a little bit of a crunch on the front of the fuselage right behind the firewall, and that's it. Like, I was blown away that it was okay. I think it might be a Fiber Classics. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, it's a nice little Spitfire. I think we're going to put maybe a 30 goes in there, I believe.
About one size smaller than the one behind you.
Yeah, it's a
Whatever
little bit
that is.
smaller because we're putting a 50 in that one.
That'd be like a 30 would go in there. Probably
Yeah,
real
I
easy.
think that's what the plan is. A 30 is going to go in that guy.
Might
so.
fly really well.
So what's the other Spitfire you're building? And then Stacy said too narrow. I don't know what that means. Is your Rebel getting a bag? My Rebel has a bag. The bag's sitting over there. I just had it out of the bag because I was doing some stuff.
He wants to admire the scheme.
No, I haven't put it back in the bag. I can't remember why I took it out.
Well, I'm like you. I take mine out just to admire the scheme. I'm just, hey, they look nice.
Oh, fuel bag. Oh, yeah.
That one.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Who knows?
The problem with doing
The
a
way
fuel bag in there,
it's the way you have it set up.
yeah, like I've got to
Everything's underneath.
take everything apart, right? So my Rebel, I've done a few like this now. So my Rebel, there is, I think I'll be able to show you guys. How are we positioned here? Let's flip you around so I can see what's.
Yeah, you have the 3D thing with everything is.
So yeah, I've got a plate, an equipment plate on top of the tank. So all my equipment is mounted on top of the tank. The Rebel that we just sent to David, all the equipment, there's no build series on that one, but I have the bag series, obviously. All the equipment's around the side here. So
That works too.
yeah, but I don't think I'll be switching mine around. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
For now.
If I sold it and built another one, I would definitely set it up with a bag. Yeah, the equipment relocation is probably the biggest struggle because in yours, David, all the wiring comes up and then it kind of wraps around all the right size. It's not easy to do that, and I don't know if this one would be the right wire size. So yeah, equipment relocation is definitely a struggle. So that is my problem with that. Yeah, and I'm thinking about putting one in my BDX actually.
Yes, because you come down with so much fuel.
Yeah, my BDX, I think it's got it's a 5 or 6 liter tank.
I think it's a 6. You could shave it 1.5 liters.
Yeah, because I put, what do I put back in there? 2.7 liters.
Yeah, it's usually
So
3.
it's 6.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
halfway and then you're landing and then you have just under 3.
Yeah, so like I'm landing with 50% fuel. So I'm landing with 3-ish liters of fuel, 3.2 actually, because when I fly that BDX, I always put 2.7 to 2.9 liters back in after a flight, and that's it. So I'm landing with 50% fuel. So if I put a 4-liter fuel bag in that plane, I would save 4 pounds just from fuel right off the bat. And if I flew my same flight, I'd be landing with 1 liter of fuel, 1.2 still.
Plus you're saving the weight from the tank you're taking out in the UAT, so
Yeah.
at least about a pound of weight there. That's significance. That thing would make it dance like,
Yeah. Now the
I'm not going to
BDX,
say the devil in the deep blue sea, but it sure would.
now the BDX needs a UAT ahead of the tank, so I would have to add a little bit of weight in the nose, which would be less than the weight of the UAT, because the UAT is, let's say, 50% of the weight of the nose from the CG location, and then you'd add maybe half the weight in the nose section, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that's a big
And
deal.
you
at
have
all.
a separate smoke tank in that too.
Yeah.
See, I think 4 would be ideal.
Yeah.
It really would. It make that Chikoi just scream, baby. Boy.
I think I'm thinking about doing that. I think that would be a really nice change.
Because the tank is, when you look in there, it is huge.
Yeah. Sheldon Campbell, BDX with flex fuel container. That would be another good idea, the BDXS. Because the BDXS has a 3-liter tank. And putting a fuel, like, I love these fuel bags. I think they're the cat's meow for sure. So.
I mean, the only limits are the guys' thoughts and designs and
Yeah.
purposing them. I mean, I think they're going to find a lot of places that could be very useful.
Yeah, totally. Howdy, Chad. At least you made it virtually. Yeah, weigh the nose before removing the UAT and tank, then replace with a bag and match the same nose weight. That's exactly it. So it's that easy. So Sheldon, I'd like to see, I have a BDXS, would like to see how you did it. I haven't done it to my BDXS yet. The only plane that I have a fuel bag in is my Atom. And I don't think I've shared that with anybody. I don't think I did I? Yeah, that's okay.
In a tow field, it'd be show and tell.
So I did put a fuel bag in the Atom. It is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm just looking at the comments here. So yeah, it's awesome. So I flew the Atom when I was down in Kalispell in the U.S. 3 weeks ago. So that's where I did the maiden with the fuel bag. It was awesome and loving it. So maybe it was a little bit of foreshadowing that we'll be able to use fuel bags soon. But I'd like to actually show you guys the Atom as well too. I don't think oh no, we did show it on the live, I think previously.
Oh yeah, and then you went on to remove the old bag. It was after. Remember, after?
Well, that was after the live, yeah.
After the live, and then you took
Yeah,
the one that was in there out and you put the factor.
If you guys are regular
Cell.
live watchers, have you ever seen my Atom with the bag in it? I don't know. I don't know if I've shared that or not. So the hovering is fun. It's fun.
Something to get used to.
Yes, and during the F4 XXL unboxing, David's hopefully going to be here. The plan is to have that here for just before we go down to Montana, so we can do the unboxing as well too. So that's kind of the tentative plan. We'll see how that goes. I don't think I've shown it. Yeah, okay. So hovering has been awesome. I haven't flown a ton, so it was 3 weeks ago, and it's been good. It's a challenge. I'm way high. It's pretty nuts, but it's safe.
But it's a safe way high.
Yeah, it's a safe way high. I've done some flips and stuff. The hovering's good. Like I've hung there for maybe 20, 30 seconds, something like that, and it's been fun. So it's pretty cool. Loving it. Yeah, so let me go grab the Atom. I'll go grab that for you guys.
Why don't you take is it just inside?
Yeah, but I think you lose signal when you're in the trailer.
Okay. Do we have a stand for it?
Well, we can try and go in the trailer and see what happens, but yeah, it's pretty much, I think we're gonna lose signal when we go in there.
We'd be like in the dark, dark hole.
Yeah, I'll just bring it in. I'll put it on the table here. That'll be the easiest
Yeah, that's a good spot.
You got lots of room anyways, so.
Any questions?
So talk to the camera, Russell, entertain people while I go get the Atom.
Entertain.
Don't do any crazy dances.
On with the show, this is it.
All right, so we're gonna go pull the Atom out of the trailer.
Good. I might make a coffee. Starbucks. Oh, wow. Upgrading here.
Oh, there's Kicking Horse on the box there too.
Oh, I
if you want
see that.
That's Juicy's favorite.
I've been using that lately. They're still here.
is in the house.
Nobody has said anything. Oh, here. By the way, Russ, LOL, Stacy, back. I didn't know that they had these. I might just be going up and buying a box of these. Where did you get these at?
I think
Costco?
Costco probably.
I haven't seen them.
Oh, updates on Artemis too. You guys haven't.
Well, yeah, you did some stuff.
I did a bunch of stuff to Artemis, so we'll take a look at that as
Yeah,
well
you
too.
also put a new extra power
Yeah.
cell in there.
Yeah, that's exciting.
You were
as well.
telling me about that.
All right, so updates on Artemis, the orange airplane trailer. Some people aren't aware of what Artemis is. He's also my cat, one of my cats. Careful.
What happened there?
So we got so if you followed the build of the airplane trailer Artemis, we put a all powers battery unit in there. I won't go into details about that, but we added a second additional battery to the trailer. So now my capacity in the battery end of things has doubled. Sorry about the earthquakey-ness again. So yeah, we've added the second battery, so my capacity's doubled. So, which is awesome, just thumbs up. Ordered a window for the door. So there'll be a window with an opening screen and everything. It's all blacked out for the door. Ordered a fuel container, a 30-gallon fuel container. So that'll go in the trailer and that will be my jet fuel. So I probably do it pre-mixed, which is awesome. So basically just pump out of that 30-gallon container into my, my jug. Yeah, added a security system to the trailer as well too. That's another thing.
What is it? Protected by Smith & Wesson?
No, it's I
5 out of
put
7.
I put
Really?
a bunch of security stuff in there. Yeah, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but
Satellite coverage
yeah,
and
there's
everything.
a bunch of things. So security system in the trailer.
It's like SEAL team stuff.
Yeah.
Or not.
I think that's everything. So yeah, that's the update on Artemis. Lots of fun stuff. And did a bit of testing today with the updated battery. So I basically turned all the lights on, turned everything on I could in there, ran it for a bunch of time.
To see how the draw is, right?
Yeah, see how the draw is. Plugged in my generator to see how long it would take to charge it. So with my batteries down to 50%, it took 1 hour on quick charge to pump it back up to 100%. So I just had
That's
to
not
run my
bad at
generator
all.
for an hour. And it,
That's a lot of
Yeah.
fuel savings too.
so if the solar panels can't keep up, just plug my generator in. So
And if the
Hi,
solar
Nez.
panels keep up, we're probably not flying because of rain.
yeah, exactly.
That means we'll be sitting in the trailer talking stories and drinking,
Hot
Monster-
tamales.
yeah, monster drinks and stuff, and Russ going out and getting coffee. You don't have a coffee machine in that, do you? No, you don't.
No, that one's portable.
That's true too.
Nez.
Oh, yeah. She's
Buddy,
got to get in there.
What are you doing?
No, I don't believe that they've seen this.
No,
Because
so
we worked on this after
yeah.
the live.
So here is my Atom with a what do I call them? Fuel containment device. So pretty simple stuff. This is the exact same tank that we put in the
Classic?
Rebel Classic in the video today. So awesome setup. The rails you can see there. Now these rails, I added a piece of former right here, but the holes, the pre-done holes in the former work front and back were like designed for this thing. Nobody.
No, don't test it out.
So my rods just went right through there. It was super simple. We've got the 8mm carbon rods. We've got the little holder things. So these, as I talked about today, I printed those in ABS, which is reinforced with fiberglass.
So we're going to call those the carbon tube holders.
So yeah, so it's a pretty cool setup. I had to do a little bit of a change here, open this up just a little bit. And the reason for that is to allow this tube to move up and down when the bag comes up and down. And this is our fill. So previously I was going to run the fill to our previous fill port, which is here, but it's much better to have this just free floating up and down and loose essentially. So, but that's the bag. A little bit of a gap here between the turbine and the fuel containment device. A little bit of a gap here between the front and everything. Huge gap on the bottom, and it's just wonderful. So really happy with everything. The only change I had to make on the Atom was with the canopy.
Underneath.
Yeah, so the stock brace
that's
is right here between your two latches. So you can see there the stock brace. That's just like the foam covered in fiberglass stuff, right? So that was super easy to cut out. And then, well, actually what I did is I left this in there, glued this piece in, then cut that out afterwards. So this is plywood reinforced with fiberglass. So this just moves it. The canopy's backwards right now, but this is actually sitting right there.
Yeah.
So thank you, Russell.
There you go.
There you go. So if you left this brace in, it's sitting right here.
Yeah, that would be
right? So
in
that would be bad.
conflict. Yep.
So Chad, if you're putting one of these in there, make sure you address that. So yeah, that's the Atom setup. It is awesome. I love it. So initially, if you followed along, Dean, I saw your question. I'll answer it in a second. Initially, if you followed along, you saw that we were using a 4.5 liter tank in the Atom. And it was a lot of fuel. So I was flying for 7 minutes, normal flying for 7 minutes. Then I was doing like 4 or 5 minutes of 3D stuff. And I was landing with 50% fuel with the 190 in there. So it was a lot of fuel. So that's why we've gone down to the 3 liters. I think the 3 liters is going to be outstanding for this setup. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I think we'll still get a long flight time in this thing, like 7, 8 minutes.
Even with that big 190 in there, I mean.
Yeah. Well, you're not even, like, when you're cruising around just doing normal flying, you're at a quarter throttle. Like, you're not pushing it at all.
That's what I found with my Classic when I was down in Whitefish or Kalispell. It was like half throttle, and it was plenty.
Yeah.
Just 1 or 2 clicks above half, and I'm like,
yeah.
and it just sips fuel.
Yeah.
I come back, and I'm like, there's a lot of fuel left. Hi, Naz. What? No. I know. Your number 1 cat.
Just looking through the comments here.
Oh, you can't get in there.
Let's see. So, Dean, you said, is the Atom bag on the CG? Surprised to see it that close to the turbine. Yes. So the Atom, the CG on the Atom is, I think it's close to the wing tube. The wing tube is right here, which is the back portion of the fuel bag. So if the CG is on the wing tube, I can't remember where it is, but we'll just say it's on the wing tube. That's that location right there. So yeah, really didn't change anything for CG wise. I didn't have to add any weight to the nose. It made 0 difference. And the plane was already a little bit nose heavy anyways in the stock CG location. So I do have some weights in the nose. I suspect as I fly it more, I'll be pulling that weight out. There's maybe 200 grams in the nose, but we're also only using 2 batteries in this plane as well. So yeah. Yeah, so that's the setup. Let's see here. Yeah, and it's just the way the plane's designed. CG is right in front of the turbine behind the tank, so it's in kind of that normal position. So yeah, looking forward to flying that more with the fuel bag, and not having an excessive amount of fuel is very nice.
Well, I think the theory behind it, I think Factor even knows about this too, because he's an engineer, but if we can keep the fuel closer to the CG, it provides a bigger sweet spot for the airplane to fly. So when you burn fuel, you're not clicking one trim of up or down as it burns off, like halfway through a flight. I noticed that. But this will prevent that from happening, because you're right in
Well, and
sweet
so
spot.
here's the thing. I'll grab the stock tank and we'll talk about that too.
Oh yeah, you still
Right,
you got
so-
it. That is That's
So
a good
the
comparison. It's a big tank.
the stock tank, I can't remember what it is. I think the stock tank was 3 liters, I believe. It might be 2.5, but
Oh,
so the stock tank is this, right? So it's fine, it's enough capacity, but the downside is that if you're using this tank, the first problem is the design. Big, flat, large tank.
looks like an apple fritter.
Same concept I had with my kinetics. And when I was doing aerobatics with the kinetics, like aggressive aerobatics, I would pull a ton of air from a big square tank. So this is a good amount of capacity, but it's not 100% usable. You have to be very careful, right? If this is 3 liters, I mean, we've got 3 liters there, and we can use 90% of the capacity, right? So
I could really see this like when these guys like Factor and the Carf guys and whoever does the 3Ding and when they're sitting there hovering, because they like to do it like halfway through their flight, just hover, they'll have no issue with air
yeah,
or turbine
if you start
failure.
spinning and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff,
exactly.
and your fuel's going all over the place.
I
yeah.
could definitely see that's a bonus for them.
So, yeah, so that's the
That-
stock tank.
That adds up their game even better. I mean, Matthias, all you Carf guys, everybody who does 3Ding and jets, yeah, this would be amazing.
And just for reference, now with this plane set up the way it is, I can't see the pictures because you guys we're on my camera or on my phone right now. I think from memory we're just under 20 pounds with
It's
this
a
plane.
lot of power to weight.
So like, yeah, a Carf Rebel Classic, the way we build them, they're 20.5 pounds. A lot of guys build them and they're heavier. This thing is sub 20 pounds now with a 190 engine and the fuel bag setup and stuff. It is awesome. Love it. So that's obviously no fuel, but it's going to be tons of fun. Chad, how much is yours? Do you remember how much yours weighs? Chad has the fairly large tank in there. Can't remember if he's using 17 batteries.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1, Nick was saying.
It's
Very
almost,
close to 1-to-1.
Almost more than 2-to-1.
That's great when you can get more power to weight. I mean, even in cars too.
Yeah.
The more power to weight, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're all caught up. Economic little sucker. Yes, it's pretty nuts. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll get, so the 190 times 2.2, so it's 40 pounds of push at sea level. At our elevation, on average, we're getting 16% reduction. So that is
32.
6 pounds reduction. So you're 34-ish pounds of push on a 20-pound airplane. Full of fuel is 246. So 26 pounds with 34 pounds of push at our reduced number
Altitude,
for
yep.
our altitude. Yeah, so lots of push. 1.5 to 1. Awesome. Oh yeah, don't forget the thumbs up. There's 52 of you watching right now and only 26 thumbs ups. Come on, let's see that number go up. Give this video a thumbs up. I can't do it, so you have to do it. 24, 25, yeah, so Chad's is 24, 25. Is there no clunk in the fuel bag? There is a clunk in the fuel bag. I'll show it to you. Awesome.
Yeah, it just floats in the middle. It's like a juice box. I mean, it's the straw.
So, yeah, there's a felt clunk right there. So it doesn't matter where that clunk is because, and this is the differences with this mentality, right? This fills up, it's full of fuel, and it's like a juice box. It's just collapsing. Like, you know, those juice pouches? So this clunk is always in fuel. And it, like, I've pulled the fuel out of here from the fuel port, and you can see it sucked every last drop out of here, and the last bit of fuel is sitting right by this clunk right there. So it is phenomenal. Yes, David said there's a felt clunk in the bag. Do you check the CG with some amount of fuel left in the bag? I didn't, because what I did when I matched this plane, so this plane used to have the standard tank that I designed for it. So it had the standard tank in there. So when I redid this with the fuel bag, I took the nose weight of the plane, so I don't know, 2 pounds, let's say, and I just matched the setup up with the fuel bag. So that's what I did. I didn't put any fuel in there to check it or redo it. So it's matched perfectly to where it was previously. And it is still a little bit nose heavy. So when I go inverted, it does dive a little bit. We can get more neutral, and I'll work on that next time we're flying it. So, but generally, to answer your question, Randy, yes, I would normally, on a plane like this, I would normally CG it with some fuel left in the system, because that fuel is there for landing condition. But in a fuel bag, that does, of course, change things a little bit, but you're still going to be landing with some fuel in the bag.
Yeah, I would say probably about like a juice, like 200 milliliters or so.
Yeah, like maybe
It's basically what a
couple
big UAT
couple
would
circuits, right?
be. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so. John, good question. Are the bags used for smoke too? Yes.
That's
So,
the nice thing about this whole thing.
yeah, like one of my friends, Ken, he's going to be at Towfield with us. He's got the Quasar from AeroPanda, and he's got the standard tank for his fuel, but he's got a bag set up for his smoke. So totally usable for smoke as well too.
Yeah.
No issues with that. Sal, good question as well. Does the fuel pump run harder on a bag due to no air vent? So when this thing's full, and this is information from Jordan. This isn't my experience. I'm sharing with you what Jordan told me at Joe Nall. So when you start to get to the like 15%, 10% left, you'll see that your pump power goes up a little bit, because it is starting to suck that bag in and forcing the fuel towards the clunk. But in normal conditions, I didn't see any change. So when I switched to the bag, started the turbine up, everything was exactly the same. Nothing changed. So, and I haven't looked at the data yet to see,
telemetry, yeah.
like, as it gets lower on fuel. I haven't paid attention to the increase.
If the voltage bumps up, yeah.
Yeah, but when I did put this in there, so I filled it and I started the plane up. It was sitting out there out of the shop. I ran the entire tank, just like I did for the Rebel Classic. I ran the entire tank or bag of fuel through that engine, and I stopped when it was empty, like completely empty. It sucked every last drop and then started to cavitate or suck nothing because there was nothing left. And I shut the engine down. So it was awesome. No issues at all. And that test, when I did it, I was at, so I started the engine, never went below half. So I was half stick to full the entire run. And it was phenomenal. So. Sheldon said they are used for smoke but need a regular clunk. That would make sense because the smoke fluid's normally thicker. Yep. David said the fuel bag concept was in use for several years in Europe. Only this year approved for use in the US by AMA. Yes, exactly. So yeah, it's not a new thing. Guys have been doing this for a long time.
And when you and Dave and Stacy stumbled upon that Jet Power there, I was like, and when you stood on it, I'm just like,
well, it was
that's stronger than anything we got for tanks, man.
It was a popular thing at Jet Power because it was then allowed in the US, right, which was a huge stepping stone. So guys like Salim at FCT, Flight Composite Tech, I mean, he has been crazy busy since Jet Power in September of last year, keeping up to orders and stuff. So it's been pretty nuts.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Those kind of problems make good problems.
She's telling you to leave her alone.
Okay. All right. Right. You just want to examine the airplane.
She'll start biting your face
Yeah.
off soon.
Well, yeah, that's what Ward has found out, right?
So that is the Atom, guys, with a flexible fuel containment device.
Approved by Nez.
And very impressed. Very impressed. Holy, we're at the hour already. All right, if you have any final questions, ask away. Ask away. We're calling it quits.
What is it? 2 weeks from now, you'll be, hang on.
So,
tow field.
yes, it's going to be less split resistance than a regular tank. So, this bag that you see in there is actually 3 layers. It's not just 2. I think I covered that in the video today. I think I put a word thing down there.
Yeah.
But it's 2 layers for the containment and then another layer which goes around. So it's got 3 layers on the bag.
It's like a
and
safety
the
cell.
straps are like one layer, right? So yeah, it's
Way to go,
pretty
Jordan.
awesome.
Really thinking outside the box.
Which do you like better, the Atom or the BDX? BDX, hands down. The BDX, Randy, if you're at Saskatoon, I think you're good. I'm assuming you're going to be at Saskatoon.
Is that Randy Smith?
Yeah, I'll give you some stick time on the BDX. Anybody that I've given stick time to on the BDX has bought a BDX.
Okay, I haven't had stick time. I want a little stick time.
It is the best flying plane ever. And I don't make any money from saying that. And everybody else that says it, it is 100% true. It is the best flying sports jet I have ever flown. It is so neutral, predictable. It is phenomenal. So yes,
Got a big sweet spot.
it's unbelievable.
No bad characteristics.
And it's not the small one. The small one's nice.
No, this is the big
But-
mama.
The small one is not the big one. The big one it's crazy how good it is. So yeah, it's nuts. That's my favorite plane ever. The Atom's fun. I enjoy it, but it's not a BDX for sure. And that's why Stacy bought one. So I'm excited for my Picarito as well too. According to David, that's going to be a cool little thing.
So is Stacy's going to be here before
Oh yeah,
the end of the year?
you did fly it in Tucson. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Is Stacy's new one going to be here before the end of the year?
It'll be here in a few weeks in July.
In July. Like to see.
Yep. All right, guys, that's it. Next live is if we do it, it's in 2 weeks, and we'll be in Tucson, or not Tucson. We'll be in Towfield while we're doing it. So I don't know how Saturday night's going to go. We might do one from the field on Saturday night. We might not. So we'll see. It's awesome. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching from Holland. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I know I need a bigger shop. We're working on that still. Oh, one more thing. CNC machine,
Nice.
maybe.
5,
Coming
6 axis.
coming soon, maybe. I'm examining CNC machines.
You're
right
going to
now,
need
so-
somebody just to gadgetate about how to put all the points in there to get
Yeah.
it just.
We'll see. We may. I'm putting my pennies together to see about getting a CNC machine. So we'll see how that works out. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll leave you with that.
Thanks for
And we'll
tuning
see
in.
you in maybe a couple weeks.
Yep. Towfield.